And we've actually had the actual letter sent into the studio, delivered by the actual Royal Mail themselves.
Actual Royal Mail himself.
The actual himself. Royal Mail. And it's from a Mr. D. McCullough, and it states thus. Dear Mr. MooCamp Radio Show, as most will already know, I am the best fan. Anyone who doesn't agree with me is a massive... Hold on, we can't use that word on the wireless. Yours, etc., D. McCullough, Milton Keynes. Well, thanks for that, D. McCullough. We're certainly going to take that on the fast. Paul from Springfield has texted in to say, no, not that Springfield.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I like abrupt ends.
Did you call him Dean then?
No.
You did, and you called him Dean.
I didn't.
You called Dan Dean. He said, thanks very much, Dean.
I would have noticed that straight away.
Okay, all right. Well, when you listen back, send me a text with your apology and £10.
Should we start a poll up?
Yeah, if anyone's actually listening... Oh, actually, we've got quite a lot of listeners.
Oh.
If anyone's listening, can you let us know, did young Alby there just call Dan Dean? Or did he call Dan... You're saying
he called him D. McCullough.
See, it's possible he may have tried to say D. McCullough, but it came out as Dean. Or I may have misheard. He certainly didn't say Dan, anyway. Look, there's other things.
This is Lisa Lavelle. If you want a lazy Sunday, join me 4 till 5 on Seclo Sounds. I'll have music to soothe you, to groove you, and get you ready for your week ahead. 4 till 5, Sundays on Seclo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, and yes, it's the last show of the year. How time flies.
It's flown past.
It's what?
In a blur.
This has been a blurry year.
Yeah,
a year of blur.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't mind Blur. I think they're
all right. Blur versus Oasis. Where did you sit?
Blur.
Blur.
What, in a fight or in musical?
Let's get music first.
I still think in a fight, because I reckon that old mate is a bit of a strange bloke out of Blur. I reckon he'd stab you.
I was going to say, which one?
Yeah. I reckon Alex James. Alex James. The cheesy farmer thing. Yeah. I think he's actually a violent psychopath.
Friend of the Prime Minister.
He's a bloody weirdo, he is.
Yeah, I don't like him.
So we weren't expecting to be discussing that, were we?
No, we weren't. I was expecting us to be discussing Cardiff.
One of the things
if
I
I'm
love
being honest.
Should we talk about Cardiff? We'll come back to the relative merits.
Go on, do it. Hands.
What? At Cardiff. Hands.
Hand.
What are you saying hand to?
I have hands.
You just have hands, that's all right then, yeah. Okay, it was a long time ago. When was this? This was
Boxing Day.
Was the first Boxing Day, wasn't
Boxing Day.
First Boxing Day. Well, what do we think? So, what happened?
I thought it was dramatic.
I didn't think they were up to much, to be quite honest, you know. I thought they were all right. I thought... I've written down here old Kenman Jones. That guy just needs to learn to stay on his feet.
He does.
He was terrible, wasn't he?
Absolutely
I've
rubbish.
written down here that he would literally fall over if there was a stiff breeze. Anytime there was someone in like a 5-yard radius of him, he was falling over, wasn't it? I just did his actions there as well. You can't see that on the wireless.
It looked very convincing. You look just like Kenwyn Jones in so many ways then.
We get confused with one another.
I've never seen the two of you photographed together either.
Never seen us in the same room together, have you?
I have not.
The cup game that we had against them earlier in the season will go down as one of the best games I've ever seen Don's play.
Did we play him this year?
Yeah, we played him in the Capital.
That's why I'm thinking you've already written that thing down here earlier on.
Yeah,
so a factual mistake.
Funnily enough, actually, Murphy scored the winner that day, and he, as we won 2-1, and scored the winner the other day.
Did we beat them earlier in the season then?
Yeah, we went through to the... we went through in the cup and we played Southampton.
That thing, yes, I remember
that. That's why you've forgotten about
That's it.
But yet, was it as good a game?
It was a better game.
But not that you remember.
Tremendously exciting game. The first half was, as you would expect, total and utter rubbish, was it not?
Well,
remember we were having this chat?
I remember having this chat, and I'll be honest, at the time I said I'd quite enjoyed it. It wasn't as bad as the rest of you were all saying.
It was poor.
And then everyone else, I walked in and said, it's not so bad. And everyone goes, that's the worst half of football I've ever seen in my life. It was not good. Bad. But yeah, it was relatively uneventful, perhaps.
There wasn't a lot happening.
They should have scored a few, I think, in the first half. I think they will kick themselves repeatedly in the face for not having scored.
Old Lewington had, whoever that was charging towards him, but he had him shut down nearly every time, didn't he?
Yeah,
Sammy Amiobi.
It was as well, actually.
The best name ever, but
Sammy Amiobi.
Sammy Amiobi.
See that really quickly, Sammy Amiobi.
When we played spammy Sammy Amiobi.
When we played them earlier on in the season, he was, in my opinion, absolutely appalling. It was dreadful.
Do you know what they done on what old Russell Slade done?
What did Russell Slade done?
Substituted him, which I just thought, well, thanks for that, Russ. Flipping heck, I know he's. But
if you're saying he was against Lewington, then he was on the other side because he was up against Spence in the last.
Probably wasn't him.
It might not have been him.
I can't remember.
They'll look the same.
I can't remember. It's a very busy day.
You're asking perhaps for more research than we're prepared to do.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any proper research.
Yeah.
I can remember him tackling him at least once.
I'll tell you what, though, the goals were good.
They were.
Neymar, as I call him.
Mickey
was a good
Mickey
goal,
Neymar.
That was a very good finish. Something I could imagine a Phobia doing last year. I'm not saying they're anywhere near the same amount, same quality, but it's something the finish that I could have seen him doing. And
I tell you who it was.
It was a good bounce back from a missed penalty.
Their goal was a cracking goal. Remember it? He ran in.
Just laid
it into top corner. That was a good goal.
Well,
I thought, that's inconvenient. I said,
gifted him the opportunity to do that.
I think there are a number of real positives. One, I mean, the Mickey Neynard goal, we would not have scored that a month ago.
We wouldn't.
No, definitely not.
When they equalised,
heads didn't go down.
Heads didn't go down, and that was a real positive. And I kind of thought, if we can hold on for a point, this will be great. And then blow me down if we didn't go on and win the thing.
And that was a good goal, wasn't it?
It was a good goal.
That is when my son ran towards me, picked me up, and quite literally threw me along the thing. Well, I was on my brand new phone as well. I'm going, hang on, I've got my phone out. Yeah, I've mentioned that again, haven't I?
You have mentioned your phone, yeah.
And then for the last 5 or 10 minutes were ever so exciting, weren't they?
Very frantic.
Because they were thinking, right, we're not going to let this shower beat us. And they just threw everything at us. But it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. And we almost scored again.
I don't remember that.
Mr. Murphy got another one fairly similar, but put it into the side netting this time. I think Murphy's goal, again, he wouldn't have scored that a month ago.
I remember that now, yeah. He was lying on the grass thing, wasn't he? His head
the grass thing, that thing, yeah.
That thing in the middle of the pitch.
Even though it was only, when was it?
This is 4 days ago.
I can't remember it.
It's 4 days ago.
It's ages. One of these bizarre holidays that you just have no idea what day it is from day to day. I know it's Wednesday tonight. Yeah, it was good. It was much, much better than I expected us to be. We weren't lucky. We were better than them, and that's just how it is, And I mean, if they've got Kenman Jones, who's never going to pull any trees up, but I mean, he's in for. I'd take him in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? If he was on offer,
God,
yeah. So there you go. That shows you we've got no one like that, have we? But we still beat them. Russell Slade. I can't understand why anyone would employ that guy at such a high level of football,
The Birmingham fans don't seem to understand that either. And they sort of said it's
Cardiff.
actually...
Cardiff.
Oh, yeah, Cardiff, that's probably right.
Yeah, it was that long ago, man.
That's why I can't remember it. The Cardiff fans seem to think that... I think the way they described it was it's not actually that uncommon for a League One team to be beaten to beat a League One manager.
Because that is what he is. I mean, that's what we are. We are League One, not even a decent League One team at the minute. But I can't understand why they employ him.
The way that I put it is, if there was a vacancy in League One, and say Swindon, now vacant manager, Swindon appointed him, I think they'd be very disappointed. Even League One clubs would be disappointed with Russell Slade as their manager. And when you've got a big team like Cardiff fighting to get back into the Premiership, he's not. No, he's just not. He's not.
He didn't seem to, like we said a minute ago.
He just looks funny.
Taking like old what's his name, like Amiobi off. You think, all right, he wasn't. He was good. You think, what are you taking him off for? You're a bloody idiot, mate. But there you go. What can you say?
Yeah.
I don't like idiots in football. He just happens to be one of them.
He is normally
He's
lucky.
certainly not good enough to be at that level of football. No way is he, I don't think.
Russell, nah.
Russ,
I call him.
Rusty. Fluffles, I call him, because there's a guy at work, his name's Russ, and we found out that when he was a kid, his nickname was Fluffles. So.
Fluffles? Why?
I don't know.
No, fair enough.
I mean, we don't call him it every single day we see him, All right, Fluffles. You wouldn't, would you? That's what I say every time I see old Fluffles Slade. I say, all right, Fluffles.
All right, Fluffles. He must look at you a little confused.
He does a bit.
Yeah. All right, listen, we need to move on.
We do.
Couple of quick things to pick out. We are currently trending. We're trending on Twitter.
Are we?
Under the hashtag DeanGate.
Oh.
As to whether he did say Dean or whether he did say Dan.
Excellent.
We've had a couple of entries for the question of the week. Amber Volpe said a bunch of flowers from her Secret Santa, which is very sweet. And where was it? It's not on Twitter. Tom Punchin said best Christmas present has to be a pair of Chewbacca slippers. Fearsome stuff. Which is exciting.
I was tempted to do the noise then, but I think I might destroy the microphone.
Is that the slipper noise?
Anyway, after that in-depth summation of the Cardiff game, in this was it? I can't even remember where we are now. Anyway, coming up in this bit of the show, we can start to relax a bit. We got through the early stages of the attack, we fluffed a line here or there, but we've escaped with our dignity. So now we can really begin to enjoy the show. We've got some stuff coming up, but we haven't got any time to tell you about it now, so you'll just have to keep listening in.
Hold on, we've got something else coming in the studio. Do you like how I'm building this up?
Yeah, it's good. The rest has done you good.
This just in too.
Padawan.
The second one. This just in, following the astounding success of his recent change more than half of a winning team experiment against Birmingham City, Don's boss Carl, call me Carol Robinson, explained how he intends to build on this in future matches, explaining to a press room packed to the rafters with journalists, small woodland creatures and a rather bemused and lost-looking bison. Robbo announced it in the future, anyone who scores a goal will immediately be dropped for the next game because, and we're quoting directly here, that's the last thing that the opposition will expect. More on this once we've worked out whether Carol sounds better with a C or a K.
You can contact us by singing "Oh What Fun It Is to See the MK Play Away," or alternatively you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet us using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with "Was that play away or play school?" or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930396.
Carl from MK1 has sent us an email. Look, it's my team. If I want to change 5, 6, 7 or even 8 players, then I will, right? We've had some great news, and I mean wonderful news from Coffee Hall this morning. Doris Eiderdown got a new coat for Christmas and has sent us in some pictures of her wearing it. Cheers, darling. It's good to see so little of you for once. Daniel from MK1 has texted in to say, Daniel get ball. Daniel run with ball. Daniel see player. Daniel run through player. Daniel.
That's very unfair, that really is. But it's funny.
Kevin from Bath has texted in to say, Happy Christmas to friends new and old. This has been the greatest year of my life and I can't thank you all enough. You are like family to me and I love you all. And Paul from Springfield has texted in to say, and another thing, where exactly is Leeds?
It's a very good question, Paul. I don't think anyone knows and we're not supposed to ask.
It's dirty.
It's the franchise. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch.
Join us as we bask in the glow of the footballing world's love and affection. First of all, lost to MK Dons, bleeping wow.
Great mysteries of our age. The Loch Ness Monster, the abominable snowman, and how Cardiff did not score in that first half.
For God's sake, my dog could beat MK Dons.
They are crap.
MK are bad, and I mean bad.
They are worse. They are worse than poor.
Another bottom three side we can't beat. I hate the MK Steelers as well.
That club shouldn't exist in its current form.
Does that mean we should exist in one of our many previous forms?
One of our other forms, yeah, they're right.
Sorry, I'm just thinking, right. MK Dons and your goal music and your padded seats and your gold on goal. I thought you would have
I wasn't on. I
and your Tim Pot announcer and your awful history video. Just go and bleep off.
Timing. It's the most important thing. MK Dons were bleeping awful.
MK Dons were punk drunk on the ropes and the right for a KO should have been far more.
MK Dons are the worst team I've ever seen.
That can't be right. We can't be that.
I mean, the worst team he's ever seen. Maybe that's the only. Maybe he's only seen us.
Yeah, this could be the only game. Yeah. MK Dons equals suicide balls.
MK Dons were lucky to get nil.
MK Dons are bleeping bleep.
Easiest 2 games of the season against MK Dons. Bleep club, bleep fans, bleep off.
Having an internal debate about how MK Dons got fans. You think